Join me as I dive deep into the fascinating world of ancient Egypt and challenge myself to uncover the most powerful gods and goddesses that shaped their civilization. In ancient Egyptian culture, the gods and goddesses were more than just mythical figures, they were an integral part of daily life. From the pharaoh's divine right to rule to the intricate rituals performed in their honor, these powerful deities influenced every aspect of Egyptian society. One of the biggest misconceptions about ancient Egyptian mythology is that it's all just a bunch of confusing stories and unrelated gods. But the truth is, the Egyptians had a complex pantheon of deities that were intricately connected and influenced every aspect of their lives. Understanding these relationships is crucial to grasping the significance of the gods and their role in ancient Egyptian society. The Egyptians didn't just worship these gods, they believed they were active participants in the world around them. The gods were thought to have control over the forces of nature, the pharaohs, and even the afterlife. Despite the wealth of information available, ancient Egyptian mythology can be daunting. The sheer number of gods and goddesses, combined with the complexity of their relationships, can make it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Many historians have spent their entire careers studying the subject, and still, discoveries are being made. It's a challenge that requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to learn. The complexity of ancient Egyptian mythology is part of what makes it so fascinating. The gods and goddesses were not one-dimensional figures, they had their personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. They argued, loved, and fought with one another, just as humans do. This humanization of the gods made them more relatable, more accessible, and ultimately, more powerful in the eyes of the ancient Egyptians. Let's start with one of the most iconic gods, Ra, the sun god. Ra was often depicted as a falcon-headed god, and was believed to be the father of all creation. He was the god of kings, and the pharaohs were thought to be his earthly embodiment. Ra's power was unmatched, he was the one who sailed the sun across the sky each day, fighting off the forces of darkness to bring light to the world. Isis, on the other hand, was the goddess of magic, fertility, and motherhood. She was often depicted with a throne on her head, symbolizing her role as the queen of the gods. Isis was a powerful symbol of femininity and protection, and her magic was feared and respected by all. According to myth, Isis used her magic to resurrect her dead husband, Osiris, and protect her son, Horus, from the evil god Set. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, was a complex figure with a rich and troubled history. He was killed by his brother Set, who was jealous of his power, and his body was cut into 14 pieces and scattered across Egypt. Isis gathered up the pieces and brought Osiris back to life long enough to conceive Horus, but he eventually became the ruler of the underworld, guiding the dead through the afterlife. Anubis, the god of mummification and the afterlife, was often depicted as a jackal-headed god. He was tasked with protecting the dead on their journey to the afterlife, and was believed to have the power to guide the deceased through the treacherous underworld. According to myth, Anubis was the one who weighed the hearts of the dead, determining their worthiness to enter the afterlife. One of the most captivating stories in ancient Egyptian mythology is the myth of Isis and Osiris. According to the myth, Osiris was killed by his brother Set, and Isis used her magic to bring him back to life long enough to conceive Horus. But Set discovered the plot and threw Osiris's body into the Nile, where it was eaten by a crocodile. Isis gathered up the pieces of Osiris's body and brought him back to life once more, but this time, he was transformed into a powerful god of the underworld. Horus, determined to avenge his father's death, battled Set in an epic struggle that lasted for 80 years. The myth of Isis and Osiris showcases the power and influence of the ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. It emphasizes the cyclical nature of life and death, and the importance of protecting the dead on their journey to the afterlife. It also highlights the delicate balance of power between the gods, and the consequences of their actions on humanity and the cosmos. In conclusion, the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt were more than just mythical figures, they were powerful forces that shaped the very fabric of Egyptian society. From Ra, the sun god, to Isis, the goddess of magic, to Anubis, the god of mummification, each deity played a vital role in the lives of the ancient Egyptians. So, which Egyptian deity is your favorite? Do you have a fascination with the mysterious Anubis, or the powerful Isis? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out more videos on ancient mythology and the fascinating world of the gods.